It's the pre-E3 spectacular! Woo! Yay!
Yay!
For those of you out there that actually listen to us, it's been about a year and a half since we've done this. You can thank Mr. Brian Hour for bringing it up again. We figured E3 is coming up, just a few days away. Why not talk about it again? I'm your host, Jeremy Harvey. With me is Shane Everling, and of course, as I said before, Brian Hour.
Hey, everybody.
Hey, guys.
And yeah, we're talking about E3. So, are you guys excited?
Yeah, actually.
This is probably one of the most impressive lineups of games and companies in quite some time, actually, in my opinion.
Yeah. Brian?
Yeah, no, I'm excited. Last year I was a little underwhelmed, but I'm looking forward to a lot of stuff they're going to show.
I personally can't wait for some people in suits to come out and say, here's a game that we're working on, we may not finish it, and then you're going to have to pay us to play it in 6 months. No, I love E3. I get super hyped about it. I mean, I just remember being a kid, seeing the E3 edition magazines of like EGM and all that, and just thinking it was this magical place where all these amazing games can be seen.
Yeah, the first time I heard about E3, I was like, this is a thing? This is the best thing ever.
Right.
Yeah, and it's like you want to like you think about like going to it, and
oh yeah,
years ago they changed the policy that like you actually have to be an active member of like the gaming journalism community and be like you have to be like known a little bit to actually be approved to get in, and
yeah,
I'd imagine that probably makes things run a lot more efficiently there, and because if people actually could just go to it freely, it would probably be like just a big ass building just packed, with people from all over the world, and it's like I kind of wish I could go, but at the same time it's like I respect the reason why it's so exclusive.
Yeah,
because it has to be.
It is a trade show after all. I mean, there are people there that are making backroom deals, and buying pallets of video games based on what they see here. Like, it's not just the journalists that are there.
Right.
It's all the entire industry shows up there.
Yeah, there's a lot of flash in the presentations themselves, but yeah, it's like you said, this is a trade show. This is business. Like when they first started doing this, it was all just these companies being like, this is what we have, and then their investors could be like, okay, wow, that's going to be big. And it's blown this whole thing that it's, we have people like us, people that are just, we just like video games, that go crazy for it.
Yeah. It's the single biggest event for video games held every year. Like PAX is like another one that's kind of somewhat famous. But E3 is like, PAX is almost like, if you want to compare it to like restaurant fast food chains, like PAX is like Arby's, right? Like it gets some business, but E3 is like McDonald's. It's like bitch, get out of my just get out of my room. You're not even in the same league as me. Like the offbeat people will go get a roast beef sandwich, but 95% of everybody wants a freaking Big Mac. So
shit, I have no idea what the hell you're talking about.
I'm just saying, I'm basically putting E3 up there. Just like it's so unique, and it's so just special and well known, and there's really no other event that comes close to the hype that it gets every year. Like that's what I'm trying to paint.
You get sort of like buzz around Tokyo Game Show, and there used to be Gamescom back in Germany back in the day, but no one really brings like their A game the way they do to E3.
Newspapers will talk about E3.
Yes.
Like it actually becomes slightly mainstream for a little bit. I mean, that's how video games themselves are pretty mainstream at this point.
Yeah.
But you know what I mean. It's something where it's like nobody talks about games before they're out like that. Whenever you hear about them, it's always, oh, it sold this many million copies.
Yeah.
But when E3 comes around, then you can actually look at a newspaper and hear about it.
Yeah, like the AP press will pick up a Michael Pachter article or something, whereas normally he would just be like in trade magazines or something like that.
Right. All right, well let's get right into it. We're going to start off doing things in order here of when they're going to be showing. Actually, real quick, Oculus just did a little pre-E3 show.
Okay,
Did either of you happen to see that?
No, I didn't. I saw it at work today, but I did not watch it before.
Yeah, I saw it mentioned, but I didn't have a chance to look into it.
There wasn't too much. I mean, they showed off some new, experiences, some new quote-unquote games that they're going to have for them.
Yeah.
One thing I just wanted to point out I thought was hilarious. They did announce that they are going to be partnering with Microsoft, that you'll be able to use the Oculus. You can stream games from your Xbox One to your Windows 10 PC, then stream that to your Oculus. It sounds really complicated.
Yeah.
Especially the end result that they showed was basically a woman with the Oculus Rift on sitting on a couch, and what she saw was a room with a TV in front of her playing a video game.
Really?
Like, it looked so ridiculously boring. Like,
Yeah.
it's if you didn't want to clean your room, you just put on an Oculus and you have a clean room in front of you that you can play your games. I don't know. It looked just terrible.
I wonder what the lag is on that.
I don't know.
You're gonna have to have a beast of a PC for that.
Oh my god, I mean, one of our old episodes, if you guys remember, was like, what is the future of like virtual reality and the helmet and all that stuff. And I still see the Oculus Rift, like, it's been around for what, a couple, 3 years now, maybe 4 years.
Like,
I can't.
we're pushing 5, I think.
Yeah, and it's still like, it still feels like it's just trying to get started. It still feels like it's trying to catch traction. It's just a gimmick at this point.
Even at their little conference, they mentioned about how they talked about it has like two OLED screens in it, and how it's like a real high res thing. But then the guy even said it's not as high res as you expected, but it's a place to start. And it was just like, you don't want to say that. Like, it's obviously not ready then.
Yeah, it's.
I think Facebook's really pushing them to get out the door with it.
It looks good. The headset itself looks really good. They've streamlined it. It looks really light. They have a little motion controller setup that they have with it. It's as it did 2 years ago, 3 years ago. It looks like it has a lot of potential.
Are they still pushing for a September release?
They said Q1 2016.
Okay.
So it'll be out Q4 2017.
Yeah, probably.
Okay, but moving on. First things first, Bethesda will be showing a press conference on Sunday. That is at, when is that? 7 p.m. Pacific time, 10 p.m. Eastern.
A big surprise. I didn't expect. This is their first third-party press conference, isn't it?
Yes.
If you want to watch these live, are you? I'm sure there's multiple places, but you could probably watch it live from either the E3 website, maybe Bethesda's website, or possibly on Twitch. I know Twitch tends to stream a lot of live gaming events.
I know that Jeff Keighley is doing an E3 sort of thing. I think he's going to be covering it all on his own YouTube channel.
Oh, really?
You have to look. That's one thing you can look into. I'm pretty sure that you can sort of watch that and get everything you need to know on that.
Okay. I like him.
Oh yeah,
right.
I like Keighley as well.
Oh, he's the Bob Costas of video game journalism.
He really is.
He is. Yeah, you see him everywhere now. But okay, for Bethesda, I have right now 3 games that we know they're going to be talking about. That's Battlecry, the new Doom, and Fallout 4.
Okay.
Let's talk about the one that I know we want to talk about right now, Fallout 4.
Yeah, I think we've all calmed down since last week.
Right. Shane, I know you're primarily PC. Is your PC going to be able to handle Fallout 4?
Well, if it's on the same game engine as Skyrim, which was the creation engine, which it looks like it is, yeah.
Yeah, it didn't necessarily look like it would be a real powerhouse. I'm still super excited for it, but visually, everyone's
okay.
Yeah, and it's fine. Yeah, it's my PC should be able to play it, stream it, and still serve me lemonade on demand. So I'm not really too worried about that.
Yeah, this isn't like Witcher style of engine beneath it.
Yeah,
right. It's gonna break you.
Yeah, I've got Xbox One and PS4. Probably going to get it on Xbox One. Um,
Dude, you're missing
okay.
out on the mod community. That's what's so great. I mean, okay, I'm not trying to be like PC master race here,
But
but
no, it's
like
true.
the amount of content, and it's not like, oh, you get one or two good mods. Like the amount of content that comes out for Bethesda games is like, I mean, you're talking about mods that can change the entire structure of a game, and create huge new adventures. Like I don't like after I got that with Fallout 3, like the mod community for the PC version is going to be so strong, and I would advise everyone to at least try and get it for PC if they can.
Yeah, it's something I've missed out on in the last 10 years. Just PC gaming in general, but modding. Like Gary's mod was a revelation back in the day.
I love Gary's mod.
But Valve's always really good about supporting that kind of stuff. So
Yeah, I mean, I would get it on PC. It's just I don't if it's coming out this year. I've got some upgrades that I need to do on my computer first.
right.
I
Oh, it
don't
ain't
I don't
coming
want to
out.
be I don't want to be limiting myself on that. Not
Right.
that it's going to be I'm going to be playing at max settings, but I want to at least be able to play it on high.
Yes, of course, and I really doubt that it's coming out this year. They just
That was
But they
the big
just
question.
announced it. Like, the earliest I can see this game coming out is holiday season of next year, and that's
Yeah,
the
I don't
earliest.
think so.
The Bethesda store said it would be out 2015. There was
There's
there
no
was
way.
a slip on Amazon that they had it posted on there for 2015.
There's no way.
Ooh.
There's no way.
You gotta believe.
I beg to differ, and it's not just me like holding out hope for a game that I really want. I like. Well, how long has it been since Skyrim? Like 4 years.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's been a little while.
By the end of this year, it'll have been 4 years. Yeah.
Yeah.
They were working on a 2-year cycle between Elder Scrolls and Fallout, and so they've had 4 years to make Fallout 4. I gotta believe it's coming out this year.
I mean, I get that logic, but and every company is different, but
Yeah.
the general rule of thumb is like when a game is finally announced, when a company goes, okay, we'll pull the curtain back. You all know that we've been making it, but now it's like got its own website. We're announcing
Yeah.
that it's going to be coming. There's generally
Usually
at
have a
least a
good
year
18
and a
months.
half. Yeah, 18 months. And I'm thinking like holiday season 2016 is the earliest I see it dropping.
I mean, that'll give me time to buy a new system, but I don't want to wait that long.
Right, of course.
When they revealed Fallout 3, remember the reveal trailer? It just showed the radio and it was just zooming
Yeah.
out, no gameplay, and that was all we had for a long time. When they revealed Skyrim, all we saw was a mural, like a stone mural thing, and we saw like a dragon on it. That's all we saw for the longest time. They revealed Fallout 4, they're showing gameplay.
That's true.
Okay,
Yeah.
that right there makes me gotta believe.
I mean, that's pretty substantial, and I'll try to move forward with the conversation using the trailer that you mentioned. One of the coolest things that impressed me the most about the trailer, and that I'm really excited about, is it's our first look into like what the world was like before the bombs.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, when we talked about on our previous video about Fallout, about how the culture was so unique, and it was like 2077, but it was still that 1950s culture. And
Yeah.
I always you see all these artifacts when you play these Fallout games. You see all the artifacts of sugar bombs, the cereal, and the all the different like the Nuka-Colas and all the different things and companies and products. But it's like, man, I wonder what these like Radiation King TVs actually looked like when they were working, and all these radios, and it's like I could be wrong, and this is all speculation, but it actually looks like maybe the very first part of the game, the prologue almost, like in 3 you were the baby and you grew up and everything, and now maybe you're actually like a guy who is alive as the bombs are coming down, and
I
you're
really hold out hope for that.
yeah, and you're like getting your family together, and you're trying to haul ass to the vault before the bombs fall, and there's the radio
So
chatter
cool.
going on, and it's almost like D-Day is happening, and you get to experience it, and then you get into the vault just in time before a nuke goes off. Like that is I mean, I don't even really give a shit about what the core of the game is. That right there has me like just uber excited. Like,
So you
Actually,
don't
it's very
care. You
chilling.
don't care if it turns out to be a mobile-based MMO free-to-play game.
well, no, of course,
It's going to be like Brutal Legend.
it's like, whereas like the story, like kind of how New Vegas was a little disappointing to me. Like it was still okay, it was solid, but it wasn't really cool like Fallout 3 story was. But New Vegas, like I said, felt like a Wild West game at times. It didn't quite give me that Fallout experience I expected. If Fallout 4 ends up being like that, but it has this really badass prologue, and I actually get to be a part of the old world, like it's just like I will still be really, really happy about it.
It's,
My
it's a compelling
bet on
thing
that.
to fantasize about. Like if they did something like that and they pulled it off, it'd be really, really cool.
My prediction on that is you're going to be the baby in the nuke drop,
In the
and
crib.
you'll play as your mother, first-person view, with the father trying to get to the bomb shelter and everything. And through that, you're going to be, you'll figure out what your baby's going to be, all that stuff. Manage your stats looking through the was it the Your Special book?
Yeah.
And you're going to do it through that, and then when the game starts, when Fallout actually starts, you'll be that baby. Which, by the way, I also am pretty sure that this is going to take place before Fallout 3 because you were
I think
born
they said 10
in
years after.
Well, but here's the thing: you were born in the vault. But
Right.
if we have any sort of view outside of the vault, then that would mean that this person would be younger than the person that you played as in Fallout 3.
Yeah.
That's what makes me think this is going to be before that. Just my thought.
Okay. I thought I read somewhere that they said it was going to be 10 years afterward. But
It's there's a lot of variables that can make this a prequel, or there's a lot of variables that can make this a sequel.
yeah.
And I will explain.
Let's not try to spend too much time on this.
Yeah, I'll just make a couple of really quick points on both sides.
Okay.
The idea of it being a prequel, your theory of the baby, being a thing, kind of growing up like you did in Fallout 3, very possible, and that would make a really cool experience. Honestly, being a character so soon after the bombs fell,
Yeah.
the generation that experienced the old world still alive, so many new stories to tell, people coming to grip with the reality of this new wasteland, right? Awesome. However, and from the footage I've seen from the trailer, is the world looks like it's made quite a bit of progress. You see like buildings being rebuilt. It looks a lot brighter. The sky is blue. It's not all greeny.
Yeah, I
And
think they said
like it was in Fallout 3, so it's almost
that
like
Fallout or that Boston rebounded very quickly. Like they stayed very insular and
so
rebuilt.
it's like has enough time passed that all the radiation is cleared up. And there's also a big theory about the protagonist is actually an android, because this game's going to revolve around the android theory a lot.
the Institute.
Yeah, the Institute. They wonder if you're actually an android that thinks he's alive, but say you're just rebuilt in the image of one of the people who was alive during the pre-war days.
Yeah, you just don't remember or whatever.
Yeah, and if that's the case, I think it'll be a sequel.
Okay.
Okay. One more thing before we move on from this. Do either of you think that this will have any sort of multiplayer component?
Yeah, I don't know about that. So there was a fake thing going around saying you'll need a second controller. Maybe like in-game. Well, I don't know. That would be
Smart
fun.
glass. It's all about that smart glass this year again.
That would, yeah. That
Maybe
would be actually pretty fun, wouldn't it?
I think
No,
maybe
it wouldn't. I've used smart
missions.
glass. It's terrible.
Oh, not that. I just meant the idea of having like maybe co-op in the main story or something. I don't know if they would have like an actual. Yeah, 'cause you already have like a companion and doggy can follow you around.
I mean, could you just imagine, though, you're playing with one of your friends online or something like that, and you just happen to always want to be a good guy helping people out. You go to another town, you meet your friend, and he's just slaughtered everyone.
You just play good cop, bad cop the whole time.
Basically. Okay.
Yeah, there's no way it has multiplayer. It doesn't make sense.
So that's
I know
a
he
no.
has. I know he has really good speech options. He's not a bad guy. Don't worry about it.
Well, one last thing, real quick. I know I
Mhm.
hate to bring us back, but this is going to be just real quick. What do you think about the protagonist having an actual, like, legitimate voice actor now?
Yeah,
If
that's
it's-
been going around too.
If it's Troy Baker, like I'm pretty sure it is, then
Yeah.
yeah, I'm fine with that.
Yeah,
I
I think
wouldn't-
it's a welcome change, honestly.
I'm
Gives him a
going
little
to
bit
try to
more-
ask him
mind
about that. He's going to
Yeah.
be at a convention this month that we're going to. I'm going to go see if I can ask him.
Oh, that'd be great.
Oh, come on. You know he's got
God,
some sort of
he's-
NDA.
Oh yeah, he won't be able to say anything. Okay, so let's see. Other one, Doom. Either you guys care about the new Doom that's coming out?
I'm curious. Doom's, a legend.
You always got to be curious about Doom because Doom is such a pillar of. It basically is the pillar of first-person shooters.
Yeah, and now that they're under the Bethesda umbrella, that's interesting to see what they can put out.
Yeah, because Doom. What was the last big Doom release? Was it 3?
Yeah,
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 and
like almost 10 years old at this point.
yeah, and it's still like, oh, when that game dropped, it was so graphically powerful.
Yes, it was.
ridiculous.
Well,
But
I remember playing
no
that game
flash.
at like 10 frames a second on my
yeah,
computer.
oh my god, it was ridiculous.
And I loved it.
But it was more of a retelling. Like it was
Yeah, it
almost
really
like
was.
a reboot in a way. And the Doom universe is actually really freaking interesting. Like I love the lore of Doom, and it's going to be interesting to see, are they going to reboot it again, or are they going to actually work off what has been previously put down? Like that's what I'm interested about them from a story
Yeah.
perspective.
Now, like, no one's left there, are they? Like, Carmack's moved on. Romero
Yeah,
left a long
Carmack-
time ago.
Yeah, Carmack's working on Oculus now.
Yeah.
No, I'm still. My thing is that if Machine Games, the people that made the recent Wolfenstein game, if they're working on it, then I'm sold.
Oh, okay.
I
Yeah,
loved
no,
the
that'd be
recent
cool.
Wolfenstein. I hope that they have some new announcement on it. I mean, I've got a theory, and since we're doing predictions, do either of you care if I spoil a little bit of the
Let's go
Wolfenstein
for
game?
it. By all
Okay,
means.
so anybody listening, spoiler alert, you can jump ahead about a minute here. At the end of the Wolfenstein game, BJ Blazkowicz does die. I would love to see. I don't think as much respect as I have for them, I don't think that they have the balls to do this. I would love to see the follow-up. You play as the female character that was on there, Anya, I believe was her name,
Yeah.
and just have it as her, have a first-person game as a female. Like you don't ever see that, and I think that would be awesome.
Yeah, that seems like a move they might make.
Yeah, there was.
The age of Space Marines is over.
Right.
Yeah, there was one. I think there was one franchise that was first-person shooter that had a female protagonist.
No One Lives Forever. I love that series.
Yeah, it's very. Yeah, that's exactly what it was. It's a female spy, and there was a lot of quirky humor in it, and it was a little wacky, but it was very, very. It got a lot of high praise.
Okay, quick little story on that, though. Do you know why we'll probably never get another sequel to that?
Why?
Because nobody knows who owns the IP.
Oh, that's right.
Nobody knows who that actually belongs to. The only way you could ever find out is that if you go and make a game and then someone sues you for it. Because no one knows who actually owns it.
That's horrible.
It
What a
is,
horrible
because it was such a
reason.
great series.
Yeah, that is so bad. Wow.
All right, well let's move along. So that was
Well, I was just
any.
gonna say one thing.
Yeah, go ahead, Brad.
I think we're definitely going to see lots of Elder Scrolls Online.
Oh,
think
I
so.
don't. I hope
think
not. I
they're
hope
gonna-
they just.
I don't. I think they're going to really try and give it like one last kick in
It's
the
been-
crotch.
You've heard just it had such a bad launch on console, right? I mean,
Yeah.
that's no surprise to anybody. I don't
mean-
know.
Maybe they'll do Fallout Online.
I hope not.
I hope
I
not.
know. That goes against everything Fallout stands for. Fallout's about like minimal survivors, and then there's like a wasteland with 200 people running around. It doesn't make any sense.
All right, any other predictions on Bethesda? Like maybe Dishonored 2? That was rumored for a little while.
What about a sequel to Rage? Like Rage.
No
was
one wants
in-
that.
Not really.
I know. I liked Rage. I thought it was a really interesting world that they developed, and I know it's a little
For 45
Fallout.
minutes, because that's how long the game took to beat.
I know, but I don't know. I liked Rage a little bit, and I know
It was gorgeous.
Yeah, it was
It was very
amazing.
impressive.
But the thing about it, at the end of the day, was that game came out before Fallout did, and it's almost like it's apples to orange. It's apples to apples in a way because it's both a post-apocalyptic world and.
Oh, Rage didn't come out before Fallout 3.
I don't think
Oh.
so.
No, it
They were
definitely
working
didn't come
on
out
it
before
forever.
Fallout 3.
I think that was like, but I do remember that being like people's biggest arguments of like it's almost like whoa.
Yep.
Everything okay? Did you just get hit by a car, Brian?
Yeah, someone did, I think. I don't know.
I think, but it's a lot of people called it like Fallout, like Diet Fallout, basically, like Fallout
Yeah.
Light.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
It's like I get
It's just a
that.
Western RPG, basically. I mean, kind of like a shooter.
Yeah, it barely had RPG elements, but it did have some things on there.
Yeah, it was a solid game. I just enjoyed it. I liked it from the story perspective. I'm a story junkie when it comes to games.
It was just so short. Like, before I knew it, like, I spent so much time just trying to, like, take everything in, and then next thing I know, it's like credits rolling. And it was
Yeah.
at a point where I'm like, wait, seriously, that's how it ends? There wasn't even an ending to it.
Yeah, it left it so open and vague, but I always hoped that they would release a sequel and like clean that up a little bit and kind of give that game the attention that it deserves a little bit, because that really could be a cool game if they actually tried. I think.
Yeah, they didn't make enough money on the first one.
Nope.
Yeah,
It's
it
going
cost
by the
it cost
wayside.
them way too much.
Yeah,
They didn't even really
spent too
get much out of that engine, I don't think.
Yeah,
Nah.
They just spent too much time making the game.
Yes,
Alright,
they
so-
did.
So anything else before we move on?
No, I'm
No.
pretty good.
All right,
We got
next up.
Microsoft.
Next is Microsoft, which will be at 9:30 a.m. on Monday. That's
Got that
Pacific
open
time,
slot.
12:30 Eastern time. Let's see, what do we have from Microsoft here? Microsoft, we have the confirmed games will be Crackdown, Fable
Oh, yeah.
Legends, Forza 6, a Gears of War project. They haven't said officially. Halo 5. I have Quantum Break here. I think they said Quantum Break will not be there. Maybe it'll be a little surprise. Rise of the Tomb Raider, which is their timed exclusive, and then Scalebound, which is a platinum game that we don't really know anything about.
Timed exclusives, man. That's a blast from the past.
It was
Is timed exclusives kind of that old format where Sony would get GTA 5 6 months exclusively, and then it would come
that's
out?
exactly
Okay.
what it is.
Okay.
And then there
And-
would be a better version on Xbox.
Yeah.
I believe it was last year that they announced this, last year's E3, when they said Rise of the Tomb Raider. It was at the Microsoft conference. They didn't say anything about it being exclusive to it at the time, and then they were like, it's an exclusive, and then some other person said it's a timed exclusive, and they were like, well, yeah, and then they were so vague on it, but now
Yeah.
they're just saying, yes, it is a timed exclusive.
Was that Don No, Don Matrick left. Never mind. I can't remember who got
Yeah,
caught.
Don Matrick was.
He's at Zynga now, isn't he?
No, he left there too. He's not with anybody
Oh.
right now.
No. All right.
Uh,
No, yeah, I can't remember who got in hot water and like accidentally spilled that. It was like, oh no, I didn't actually say that. No, you just said that. Like, I'll roll the tape back.
Yeah. I'm not sure who it was either, but yeah, that'll be out. Hopefully, we'll see some gameplay of that. Did you either you play the Tomb Raider reboot?
No, but I really wanted
watched
to. Yeah, I watched some stuff. I was impressed.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it looked nice.
I played through it on PS3, I believe is what I played it on. Yeah, I really enjoyed it. I thought it was I fully expected it just to be, sort of generic action adventure like they have been in the past, but they did a really good job of it.
Yeah, what was so impressive from the stuff that I've seen about it is that it made Laura Croft like relatable. She wasn't just like a huge
Hardened
boobed,
veteran.
like model that walks into tombs and blows the shit out of stuff with. I mean, when she was under Eidos's, when Eidos owned the rights to the original like Tomb Raiders, she was always just like a big, like almost like a big boobed cartoon, and the games were kind of wacky and things. But like with this
They were very
reboot, like they actually gave her substance and real like qualities of character, and it's like they gave her a history, and it's almost like getting to know Lara Croft all over again, and that's what I really like about it.
Yeah, I really enjoyed that part of it too. It was I remember there was one part that was playing through it that you could actually see sort of a character arc happen, where you start off like super weak and she's real hesitant, but then by the end of it she's like literally running into a place with a machine gun. It's just being like, yeah, you better run, sort of thing. So it was just
because the story was that was like her first like solo outing as a Tomb Raider, as it were. I think they went a long way to make her very vulnerable.
Yeah,
at the beginning of that game.
I think they just need to stick with this path. Like, disregard all the previous entries. As good as they were for their time, I mean, this is almost like a retelling, a reimaginative of her life. So I say just make Tomb Raider 2 and just pick up where you left off. You started something good here. Don't let the old games influence the path you're taking right now. I think that would be a huge mistake. And that's what has everybody captivated with this reboot of it right now.
Yeah.
All right, so go ahead, Brian.
I was just saying, we got, like, what else? Forza 6. We all know that's just going to be another Forza.
More cars.
Hopefully they've decided to drop the AI system that has done so terribly.
Yeah, I never even really noticed anything. Like, I played Forza 4, I played Forza 5, I played Forza Horizon, and when the leap into current gen, when they did the Drivatar and everything, I really didn't notice anything.
Yeah,
other than seeing my friends' like icons above certain cars, and I could be like, hey, I'm racing against their AI. I thought that idea was good, but it didn't really matter. Like, that was their habit.
Crashed into you more.
Right.
They drove a little bit more aggressive than the normal AIs normally would.
I know that's how Garrett's Drivatar was. He'd always be crashing into me.
I go into those turns deep as fast as I can, slam on the brakes, and then sideswipe someone. That's how I get through every turn. So I can imagine playing with like a bunch of people's AIs would be a lot like that.
Do you think they're gonna show off some new car like they did last year, or was it the year before, where they were just like, here's a new car, everybody look at it?
I haven't watched Top Gear in a while, so I'm not quite up to what the new supercar would be. I mean, what did they bring out? That was like a Bugatti or something like that.
Something like that. I'm not big on that either. It was a nice shiny orange car that I'll never have.
Here's the problem. Car guys don't sit here and talk about video games like nerds. So it's definitely not up our alley. That is a good point. Where it's just like, no, we don't care about the physical car. We're never going to be. We probably can't even go up and like touch it. So why are you showing that to us? Show us the game that we can touch. Exactly.
I'm pretty sure it'll just be like a little, like the guy who runs Turn 10 will walk out and play a little bit of it. It's like, okay, new Forza game.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's fine. That's fine. Forza's a good game.
It's the one game that got me into racing sims. Like before that, I was just all about San Francisco Rush and
oh man,
F-Zero and
good times right there, man.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm not a big sim racer until I think it was Forza 3. I was like, oh, I could actually play this now.
Right. All right. What about Crackdown? I enjoyed Crackdown 1 and 2. Played a lot of both of those games. I'm interested in what they're gonna do with this new Crackdown. Hopefully, we'll see some actual gameplay this time.
Hopefully, they'll move back more towards Fallout. God damn it, Fallout. Hopefully, they'll move more towards Crackdown 1 than Crackdown 2's direction.
So just no zombies and maybe a new map this time.
Yeah, and like this. Yeah, what was the deal with like taking over zones and stuff? Was that a big part of Crackdown 2?
No, actually, you're right. That wasn't really in Crackdown 2 at all. Like you had the zombies that you had to take out, but it didn't mean anything. Like the first one had the different clans that you would have to take that out, and then you have to take out the main person or the leader of it.
Yeah.
With the second one, it was rinse repeat. Kill so many zombies, kill this big zombie, and then horde mode would turn on for a little bit, and then you just do it again. Yeah. I honestly hope that when they do it, they're just going to be like, it was like Crackdown 3 with over 10 million orbs, and just focus on the orbs. That's all I want to know about it, the orbs.
Yeah. Like I kind of like that more gang territory thing from San Andreas approach to it.
Yeah, I'd like to see that come back to it. It looks like they are going to be doing something with gangs from the first trailer that they showed off. There was some gang leader with some advanced technology. I have to assume. So yeah, anything else more on Crackdown?
No, I'm interested to see what it looks like. So
Yeah. Fable Legends. Now, do you guys know about Fable Legends? This isn't a
is the
normal
remake?
Fable game.
first one, or was it the last thing?
No,
Yeah,
this is
The only thing I know is the traditional Fable, so I have no idea what this is going
This
to
is
be an
a-
incarnation.
a free to play.
Oh, microtransactions.
To start, yeah, it'll probably have microtransactions.
Oh, no.
It's basically going to be like a MOBA. It
Oh,
looks like
God.
a 4v4.
weird.
Well, no, not 4v4. It looks like it might be a 4v1 sort of evolve thing, where you have one person is building a dungeon as you're playing it with your team. It's not Fable. It's in the world of Fable, but it's not Fable.
And
It almost
it's-
sounds like what is it that God damn it, Konami put out a Silent Hill game for the PS Vita, like
Book
2
of
years
Memories.
ago. Book of Memories, and it was so different. Like it was almost like a Diablo type game, but it was in the Silent Hill universe, but it wasn't Silent Hill at all. So
proves
It's-
they
it
had
almost-
no
it
idea
reminds
what
me
to do
of
with Silent
that.
Hill.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that game dropped off my radar the second I saw it.
Yeah.
When they said it was a top-down dungeon crawler, I was like, so it's not Silent Hill.
yeah, so it's like this Fable deal, Fable Legends, literally makes me instantly think of Book of Memories.
Well,
For a
this
good
isn't the
thing.
first time they've done this, though. There was an arcade game, an Xbox Live arcade game, that was basically a side-scroller beat-em-up that they said was a Fable game. And it was also poorly received.
What is Molyneux doing?
What happened to
Oh, he has
Molyneux
nothing to do
left.
with it anymore.
Yeah, he left, didn't he?
Yeah, he
Yeah.
left a while ago.
Okay.
Although now he's not doing anything better.
Fable went?
He's lying about other games.
Talking.
Fable has
All he
Fable
does is
really fallen this far? I mean, because I
Yes.
remember when
Yeah,
Fable was
kinda.
a very respected, like a very good exclusive for Xbox, and now they're just like milking the crap out of it. I'm
Most
surprised it's not going
respected
to be
game where you
called.
can burp and fart.
Yeah, I'm surprised they haven't released like Forza Fable, like you race in the Fable universe at this point.
Oh, I think they did that in the Kinect game, the Kinect Fable game. You could do like some sort of thing like that.
Oh God, I hope not.
Okay, moving on before this gets even sadder. Just real
No,
quick.
this is I was
what's
going to say, big spoiler. I'm spoiling it here. Milo will be at E3.
Just gonna focus on that Kinect again.
Yep.
Okay. Gears of War or Halo? Either of you guys really care about those ones? I personally don't.
I have some. I've played Halo and I've played Gears of War. I will say that I don't understand what all the fuss is about Halo and why so many people tout it as like the greatest thing of all time when it comes to first-person shooters. Gears of War, story-wise, very interesting, but I'm kind of curious because the last one that was released was Gears of War 3, correct? They ended the trilogy.
No,
Yeah,
there was.
They made another one, but yeah, it wasn't in like the same trilogy.
Yeah,
Right.
it was a prequel done by a different team.
Yeah.
Right.
Who I
Okay.
think are now the people that are going to be working on the next Gears of War.
Yeah.
Who do they have doing it? Is
I'm
people
kind
can
of
fly
curious
or
to see.
No, they've
Yeah,
actually
I'm-
changed their name. The company has changed their name, or the team has changed it. Like, I don't know. It was some announcement they did recently. I can't remember what they call themselves now, though.
I don't know. Now that ODST is a permanent patch to the Master Chief Collection, I think you have to spend money if you didn't play it early enough. But that's the only Halo game you'll ever need.
Yeah, I never played that one. I played Halo 1 and Halo 2. I played the beta for Halo 3.
Yeah.
But yeah, everyone always said ODST was great, but I'm not big into the sci-fi space marine shooters. I don't really care much for them.
That's
That's
a-
just me,
that's a-
though.
I was a
You
big
did
fan of
like
Halo
Mass
1.
Effect, though.
What's that?
I said you did like Mass Effect, though.
But that's because that's Star Trek.
You're a space wizard in Mass Effect, okay? That's a completely different thing.
Whoa, okay. Gotcha. I know where to not cross the line now.
It's totally Star Trek: The Next Generation, like with all the politics and everything. That's a whole different monster.
Okay.
Okay, so any predictions on what's going to happen? I'll start off real quick. Rare, they've said Rare might be doing something. I'm hoping for they're going to actually finally do the new Banjo-Kazooie game that's going to be like a Banjo-Kazooie game. And I'm going to be able to play that alongside of Yooka-Laylee.
Yeah, okay, I see what you're saying. Yeah, I wonder if they'll try and beat Rare or the old Rare people with their own game.
That's what I mean, they've been doing this ever since they stopped doing the Kinect Sports games, and then they were just like, oh, there's a big Rare game, a classic coming out, and then we got Killer Instinct, which had nothing to do with a Rare team. It was done by somebody else. They still did a good job with it.
Yeah.
Dave Lang and his Chicago people. I can't remember their studio name.
Now, I just want to touch on something real quick regarding Microsoft, and keep in mind, I'm not really a Microsoft guy. I've had an Xbox before, but I've always been more Sony. When they first, like back when we were doing this, when we were talking about the upcoming gen, we always talked about how it was like Microsoft was trying to push the Kinect down people's throats. Like it's like, no, there is no Xbox One without a Kinect.
Yeah.
Like they are a package deal. It is peanut butter and jelly, And now, like within the last year, it kind of feels like Microsoft's kind of just like they finally accepted the fact that the Kinect is never going to be a big thing, and they're actually kind of like they're not abandoning it, but they are like kind of starting to slowly move away from it.
I would bet that we're not going to see anything.
Yeah,
we'll see like two things Kinect related in the whole thing.
I thought that Kinect would even make
and it's like. If I was a fan of Xbox and I was a loyal supporter, and you just force-fed me this Kinect and told me about how much it was going to matter, and then all of a sudden, like, oh, never mind, like, I would actually be, like, kind of pissed.
It's been a year. It was, like, a year ago, maybe a couple weeks back, it was about a year ago that they completely dropped support for it and stopped boxing it in every Xbox, so...
Yeah, they did an update to the OS where you didn't need it anymore, and it was about less than a month after that I actually went and bought an Xbox One. Then that's all it took for me, really. No, I mean I'm kind of lying about that because I still want to get a Kinect. I want to play. I like motion games.
Yeah.
But I didn't want to have to spend an extra $150 just for that didn't really have much support at the time.
Yeah. And now, did you hear the news today, or was it today or yesterday, that the terabyte hard drive is an actual thing?
Right, they have that and an updated controller.
Okay, yeah, with the headphone jack at the bottom.
Right, and now I'm kind of, well, I'd say I'm not really that upset. I'm fine with what I have because I got the little adapter for it, which was like $20 in this bulky little thing you plug into the bottom of it. But whatever.
Yeah, I think
anything
it
else?
Looks a bit normal. I think it'll be a normal show for them. But do you think their little AR doohickey will make an appearance too?
No, I think they're gonna no, it's not the smart glass. It's the
I don't know. It's got a weird
something lens.
name.
What was it called?
The HoloLens.
HoloLens. I think they're gonna be saving that for the PC gaming show later on when they're gonna be talking about Windows 10.
Okay.
That's what I think.
Okay, this is just like a silly question. Whatever happened to Windows 9? Like where?
That was part of their thing. They were just like, forget it. 10 sounds better.
Yeah, we're Microsoft. We own the OS business. Like whatever. We might come out with Microsoft Pi next year. Microsoft 3.1415. Just like whatever, man.
Well, at one point it was Windows 3.1 was everywhere. They're like, well, what happened to 3.0?
Yeah.
All right. So are we? I guess we're done with Microsoft then.
Yeah, I think so.
All right. Next up is EA, which will be the same day. That one will be happening at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Yay.
Let's see. I mean, we've got the standard sports titles announced so far: Madden, FIFA, NHL, PGA game. Any comment on those?
Yes.
More the same.
Until EA surrenders the rights to the NFL franchise and other games can compete in that market, Madden will continue to be the biggest piece of shit on the planet.
They got their crap together for like about a 4-year stint, but yeah, it's true.
It's so bad, dude. And it's like, I don't. Okay, look, now, jump on the logic board with me, and this goes for any sports title of EA, not just football. So if I'm trying to appeal to everybody here. What game? Okay, when a new next gen release comes out, okay, and there's a new console on the market, and this game has had a run on the previous gen, building up, adding features, adding different game modes and match types and different things throughout a 6 to 7 year span, and it's like the last release for the previous gen is just so rich with features, and it's like they fixed the AI, they fixed all of these various things that are so important in a sports simulator game.
And then scrap everything.
Yeah, and then it's like then they release it on the old version, and it's got all that stuff. But if you want the graphical upgrade on the new version, it basically comes with like they strip all the features out. I remember when Madden came out for the PS3 and the 360, it didn't even have like for the real hardcore people that like to build their team and just watch it like they're an owner or something.
Yeah.
It didn't even have computer versus computer mode. Like, how fucking basic? Like, how can that be a thing? I understand
it must have gotten the dev kits like really late.
Yeah, like I understand it's a graphical upgrade, but like, are you serious? Like, I can't even watch a computer versus computer match. Like, what the hell? Like, they strip it.
The updates because Joe Montana let it leak that he was working on a football game with 2K like a few months back. Has there been any updates to that? Like, do you guys think we'll see that at any point at E3?
I haven't heard anything.
The only thing from 2K I have on here, sports-wise, is a new WWE game.
Oh, great.
Oh, great.
They've just whoever has the license for that has done nothing but terrible work for years.
Hey, I don't really care about the professional wrestling stuff, but I thought the visuals in screenshots looked pretty good for the last one. I never really saw it in action.
I'm sure cosmetically it looks fine. Just, like, there were a lot better wrestling games back in the PS1 and 64 era.
I played
still
like 3
fun.
wrestling games on the 64.
And they haven't made anything nearly as good as that in the last 15 years. So
I will say I'm not really a sports fan at all. The sports games don't really interest me, but one thing that could interest me in Madden is if they put out a Madden FIFA Glitch Edition, where it was all the glitches that you see in FIFA will carry over and be affected in Madden now.
Just because you're gonna feel bad while you're playing it, you might as well have something to laugh at.
Yeah, characters will get giant and they'll start making out with each other, and like weird stuff will happen to their legs.
I don't know how
threads will get tied together. And
the one thing that really bugs me about EA is I don't know how they can just abandon quality, because that's what got them where they are. They used to make really cutting edge sports titles, and when they were going up against 989 Sports back in the day, and even the 2K company in the early 2000s before they locked up all these franchises, it's just like they got so big. It's like, oh well, we don't fucking have to try anymore, so we can just like rest on our laurels and do whatever. I mean, and the one market where they still have competition in the NBA game market, 2K is like releasing like incredibly well-made, like super realistic basketball games. Like their basketball games are getting just super praised and have been for many years. And then they basically abandoned the NBA Live franchise.
Wasn't it EA that had an NBA game that they had to like cancel and recall like the week that it was supposed to release because it was so broken?
Probably, yeah. It was probably EA.
A lot of the problems with just their licenses is that they are beholden to these commissions that of each sport has different rules for everything, and they're very stringent about what they will let out. And they go with EA because they know people buy EA games, and they just it's good enough for us. We're going to make our money. So
yeah. Well, and honestly though, I mean that the people in the community that are just fed up with EA and they're not supporting them. I mean, people are making a difference. Shit's showing. EA has lost money and lots of money in recent quarters, and I mean they gotta find a way. Yeah, they gotta find a way to get back on their shit, because if they have to start selling off all these massive, developer studios that they bought up, EA may. I mean, I don't think they're going to be the big giant they are today unless they change sometime in the next 3 years. I honestly think they will.
Their offerings this year are going to be like Battlefield Hardlines, and did that come out already?
Okay, well, what else? The other things that we have for EA, we have Mirror's Edge 2, which they just changed the name of that. I can't remember what it's called. Okay. I'm interested in that one. I was a big fan of the first Mirror's Edge.
Yeah,
we have
I can see it.
The new Star Wars Battlefront, which I'm iffy on it. It could be amazing. I played a lot of the old Battlefront games, but it's EA, so I just can't be sure.
Those two bad letters.
Yeah.
Putting lightsabers in there, and that's fine with me.
If they give us some more Star Wars games. Yeah, they give us some more. Give us another Star Wars action game. I'll keep it on my radar for a little bit.
Yeah,
but otherwise, I don't care.
Give me Knights of the Old Republic 3. I want them to finish that trilogy. The first two were so good.
Yeah. BioWare's a weird state right now with all the Mass Effect success. They feel like they have to keep churning out Mass Effect or Dragon Age games because they make money.
Yeah.
Okay. Will we see Mass Effect 4? Will it be called Mass Effect 4? Is it going to be a reboot of Mass Effect?
I think it's going to be called Mass Effect insert whatever the theme of the game is here.
I'm sure the shareholders want to see that.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to call it 4 just because they want to go with such a. They want to. It's going to have nothing to do with Shepard. It's a sequel, not a sequel. It's a prequel, and I just think they want to establish that it's going to be so different and have nothing to do with Shepard. I don't think that they take a chance and call it 4.
It's gonna be Mass Effect : Jade Empire, and it's just gonna be a new Jade Empire. That's a real prequel. We're going all the way.
Either that or Mass Effect : They made us do this.
Yeah, I like that one.
Yeah, strap in, enjoy the ride.
We also have a new Need for Speed. They're doing a Need for Speed reboot again. It's going to be an always online sort of fare or nighttime driving.
And no word yet that cops are going to play a part,
I don't think that's going to be that at all. I think it's all going to be street racing and just street racing.
Yeah, I think they're going back to the street racing angle or Midnight Club kind of thing.
Yeah.
All the good Need for Speed games have cops in them, and they should have figured that out by now.
One thing I used to really like about the early days of Need for Speed was all the vehicles in the roster were just stupid, ridiculously expensive supercars that only guys that can wipe their ass with 20s can afford. And I really got a chance to play in rare European sports cars. And then when the Fast and the Furious movie came out, everybody was all about like putting 5-foot spoilers on the back of their Dodge Neon with a huge fart can. And
going out and doing night races.
Yeah, and then like that's what Need for Speed became. It became that domestic, everyday cars, but we're gonna trick them out and everything, and that ruined Need for Speed for me, honestly. And I've never gone back to it ever since. But I heard that they brought back the European sports car scene to it a few years back, but they lost me after that.
Yeah, I haven't played Need for Speed in a little while, so I'm not sure what they're doing with it.
Yeah, and the other thing they don't seem to remember is that the really campy storylines, that's the corniest of the corny storylines.
Why even have a storyline, honestly?
Oh, because back in the day they used to treat it like really melodramatic and terrible, and it was so bad it was really good, and that was one of the draws. We were like, oh man, this is ridiculous what they're trying to tell me.
And because I remember Need for Speed Wanted. I think it actually had it had full CGI cutscenes and everything.
Oh yeah. Well, the old ones from like the '90s had terrible full motion video live actors, which were just adorable.
I remember when I think of that stuff, I think of like the old Red Alerts
Yeah.
and how bad the acting used to be in between the missions.
Still, like we signed Tim Curry, but he's totally calling it.
I remember that.
Yeah.
So,
anything else on EA?
I don't know. I don't care.
In closing, if an EA
doesn't bother me.
if an EA exec is listening, just stop being the worst thing to gaming since cancer to humans, please. Just take a little bit of pride in what you do again. You used to be so amazing.
Activision kind of picked that ball up a while back, but it's true. EA has just not been relevant for a while.
Well, moving on to another company that puts out quality games no matter what, Ubisoft.
Oh boy.
Yes. Yeah.
We're going to be getting another Assassin's Creed, of course, because it's the next year. So why wouldn't we be getting another Assassin's Creed? They also have possibly the Division.
It won't work.
Maybe.
The Division will and should make an appearance. The Division.
Yeah, they did delay it again.
Yes, but
probably
that looks okay. I understand it's Ubisoft. No reason to get super excited about it because they kind of live to destroy dreams and hopes. But the Division
and make Black Betty relevant again.
Yes, the Division looks so awesome, and it is such a cool concept. I am actually really excited about what that potential is, but I'm just like waiting on the shoe to drop for when it comes out. They're going to be like, oh, it's a mess. It's it's all kinds of bugs, and they're just going to blow it. I'm just waiting for that to happen.
It's an Ubisoft game where they're up front that you're going to have to be online to play.
Yeah, it's totally MMO. It's totally MMO.
So that alone just makes me think this is just going to be a wreck when it first comes out.
I know, and it's based on a variety of novels by Tom Clancy, of course.
Right.
And
he wrote 7,000 books? Is that what it is?
And the Division is actually not just a single book of his. It's like they take aspects from like 3 different novels that he wrote and they brought it together for this. And storyline wise, it has so much potential. Like, it'd be amazing. But as soon as they said they were taking it online, I was like, well, that means the story is going to take a back seat, obviously. And it's like, I'm really excited for it because I really want them to do something good with this. Like, maybe actually a really good story-based online game, which is never really a really brilliant storytelling game being online has never really been done well before, in my opinion. And it's like they have a chance; they could really do something with this, but it's like
Destiny.
The realism in me is just like, no, this is going to be really bad. It's going to be a car wreck.
With the state of affairs in online gaming these days, though, it's never been easier to launch crap and then fix it.
Yeah.
I mean, Battlefield 4 just was a train wreck, but enough people stuck with it, and they kept fixing it every single day, and eventually, it's.
Now it's actually okay. It's kind of fun.
All right, what about Rainbow Six? This one looks interesting.
Rainbow Six. What is it going to be called?
It's been a long time since I've even paid attention to one.
I mean, this one looks like it's going to be a 4v4 sort of thing, but it looks like it's really dynamic destruction, all about, like, you have one team that sets up in this place. It's like they have a house, there's a plane, like a plane that's, like, on the ground, not one in the air, but you have a hostage that you have to, you got to keep away from the other team, but it's like you can build up barricades, and then they try to break through them, and it's just all this crazy stuff.
Is this going to be? Are they taking Rainbow Six, or is it going to be are they basically turning it into Counter-Strike? Like,
I think this is just sort of a one-off thing, unless it does incredibly well.
It's more along the lines of SOCOM.
Yeah.
Right.
So what was the one that was in Las Vegas, like
Rainbow Six Vegas?
Rainbow Six Vegas?
Yeah, it was okay. Yeah, that worked the same kind of way, didn't it?
Yeah, but it
Yeah,
still
this
had
one.
like a story. It still had a campaign mode. Is what I'm
Yeah,
talking
they
about.
may show off a single player
Okay.
campaign. They only showed off multiplayer so far.
Right.
I don't think they've said anything about single player because it's just I mean, the multiplayer does look pretty good. They've been blowing a lot of people away with that.
Yeah.
So that I don't think they said anything. They might show something for it though. It'd be weird for them to put that out just multiplayer.
Yeah. Well, it's that was. I actually, you're talking to a longtime fan of the Rainbow series, and again, being a story whore, I've enjoyed the stories that Rainbow Six has had to tell. So it's like when I hear about a new one, I'm really excited, but it's like, don't just make it an online counter-terrorist game, please.
Pretty much. Anything else on Ubisoft? I know I'm always hoping for Beyond Good and Evil 2, but that'll probably
Yeah.
never happen.
I think they said that's been rumbling for a few years now. So maybe that'd be nice.
Maybe
I'd like to see that.
maybe they'll do Watch Dogs 2 and actually make it the way they were supposed to.
That's true. I'm pretty sure that's already been confirmed to be in production. That
Right.
They're doing that. Everyone's talking about where it's going to be. They'll probably show that off. It might be like something they do near the end of it, and just be like one last thing, and then they show the new one. Hopefully, it's not gonna. Hopefully, it'll be like, yeah, here it is. It's going to be out next year. We promise it's going to be out next year, and it's going to look like this.
Yeah. Oh my God, that was one of the biggest balls they've dropped in so long. Was they showed Watch Dogs to be one thing, and then it was not anywhere close to what they said.
Never turned out to be that.
Yeah.
I just could not get into that game. I mean, I bought it digitally, dropped $60 on it, downloaded it, and played it for like 2 hours, and then I was just like, yeah, I'm done.
It didn't do enough different things.
No. Hopefully we get a new character, someone with more personality.
Well, someone who's also not like I'm, avenging my sister, but like my character flaws don't match up with what you're trying to pitch me at.
Yeah.
That's pretty fucking funny.
All right. Anything else on Ubisoft?
No.
Yeah, I'm
No.
good.
Yeah. Nah. Next up, one of the big ones again, Sony. That'll be that evening. It'll be 9 p.m. Eastern Time, 10 p.m. Pacific. Or no, other way around. 6 p.m.
Is it a nighttime show?
It will be an evening one. It's going to be 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern. I know that they're going to be. You could go to select theaters, and they're going to be doing it like they'll be playing it. They did it last year. They'll be giving away goodies and things like that for people that are there. But yeah, it'll be in the evening this time around. Let's see, what do we have here for Sony? I've got Amplitude HD, God of War 3 Remastered, Uncharted 4, which I think that one's been delayed, so they may have a trailer for it, but I don't think it's going to be a big focus. We have Until Dawn, that's the choose-your-own-adventure horror game. Let's see what else. The Uncharted, the Nathan Drake collection, that one was leaked, so they may show off a little bit of that.
Is that like the HD collection, basically?
Yeah, it's the HD collection of 1 through 3. It won't have the multiplayer, though. Not a big deal for me, really.
Yeah.
I like
fine.
the multiplayer, but yeah, I got into Uncharted for the single player. We have Tearaway Unfolded, which is sort of a remake / port of the game for the Vita. That looked pretty fun. Everybody's Gone to the Rapture, which that game comes out. That one actually comes out in about a month.
Everyone's Gone to the Rapture. I haven't heard that one.
It's by the team that made Dear Esther. Did you ever play Dear Esther?
No, I did not, but yeah, I know that game.
You know of Dear Esther. It's more of a exploration, a walking simulator sort of thing. Then we also have No Man's Sky. You guys know about No Man's Sky?
I have not heard about that
Sony?
one. No.
Oh, that one's a big one.
That's
That
gonna
one
be a
looks like
Sony?
pretty big. Yeah, the Sony have said that they're backing it.
Yes.
It's still, they haven't said that it's exclusive to them, but they said right now we are only focusing on one system, and that's just Sony. I'm pretty excited for that
Yeah.
one. I'm still wanting to see what the gameplay is actually going to be. We've seen gameplay, but we haven't
It's,
seen like what it's going to be like when you sit down and play it.
To give you like a randomly persistent one.
We're losing you, Brian.
Yeah, we're losing
Like
you, buddy.
every,
Is he gone?
no, I'm still here.
Okay,
there
now
you
I
go.
can hear you. You're going to have to say everything you just said again.
Yeah, yeah. Sorry, guys.
No problem. Go ahead.
No, it's
just,
okay.
just tell us what you were saying, buddy. What happened?
Well, as far as I know, but I'm pretty sure it's a persistent one. Can you
Okay.
guys still hear me?
You're cutting in and out. I'll run over it real quick for No Man's Sky. It's going to be a sci-fi space exploration game that is multiplayer in a way that when you start a new game, you create a new planet, and you could spend hours and hours just exploring this planet. But then you could, at some point, you could build up your ship, fly off to this planet, onto someone else's planet. Although there's like trillions of planets that will be generated when the game launches, so there's a good chance that you could play the game for like 20 to 40 hours and never actually see another person. But there's other things that they talked about, like ways that you could easily get in contact with your friends. There's still a lot that we don't know about it, but it still looks very impressive.
That's kind of that's actually kind of a cool basis to make a game off of, because it almost sounds like, you know, you make a planet. It's almost like each player is its own race, right? And
Yeah, you could sort of look at it that way. Yeah.
yeah, like each planet has a race, and then, you know, you develop, you know, you explore whatever, and then over time, like, you know, you make, like you said, you build the ship up, you get your technology up, you do some space exploration, and you run into another race, aliens, basically. And I think what would be really neat, I don't know if this is going to be included, but, you know, going to interstellar war, I think would be something that would be kind of catchy and kind of a cool thing.
They showed some like dogfights and stuff like that going on. That you saw some giant ships that looked military-esque in one of the trailers. It looks really good, but everyone's just sort of like, it can't be that good. Like everyone's
Right.
just doubting it because it was the things that they're promising just don't seem realistic at all.
Well, it's
Yeah, the other amazing thing is there's like 10 people working on this game.
Yeah,
And it somehow
a very
looks
small
amazing.
amount of people.
yeah, this is it. I think that all the things they're promising, they'll probably offer a fraction of each.
We'll see. That's one I'm really looking forward to. There's also Persona 5. Either of you guys Persona fans?
I've never even
was
heard
a
of
big
it.
fan of the. I was a big fan of the endurance run on Giant Bomb. That's how I took that game in.
That's one way. I mean, I've always liked the Persona games. They're always really bizarre. They're for those that don't know, it's a very Japanese turn-based RPG sort of thing, but it's always very dark, having to deal with demons and stuff like that. This one looks really good. It's it's going to be on PS3 and PS4, so it's not going to be the most amazing looking game, but it's a new Persona game, and for most people, that's enough.
Yeah, they were usually like a platform behind. The fact that it's going to be on PS4 is a big surprise.
Yeah, because they had, even when the PS3 one was out, for Persona 4, it was originally on the Vita, and then they put it on the PS2.
Yeah.
But I don't think it ever officially came out to the PS3.
No, I don't think so either.
So yeah, that's all. They've always been behind on that, but they still make great games.
Yeah.
We also have Street Fighter V, which is going to be an exclusive for Sony.
Okay.
They're bankrolling it.
All right,
Yeah.
so explain something to me here, because Street Fighter is a very complicated series with many, many different fucking spin-offs. All right, so there is the core Street Fighter games, like Street Fighter, Street Fighter 2, all this stuff. But then there's like Street Fighter Alpha, you know, to the 10th power 5, and then there's
Those
Street Fighter
versions-
EX and all that.
Those versions are basically the games plus DLC. They whenever they do stuff like that, like what they had for Street Fighter 4, I think I own like 3 different versions of Street Fighter 4. I had Street Fighter 4, Super Street Fighter 4, Super Street Fighter 4 Tournament Edition, then there was like Ultra Street Fighter 4. Those were all Street Fighter 4, it's just that they were balanced out a little better. and they added more characters. It's always been a weird way that they do this, especially since they started adding DLC. It was like, why didn't you just make it to where we could buy these characters? They wanted to keep things more balanced that way, and it was easier for them to say, you can only play this version of Street Fighter with other people that have this version of Street Fighter.
Well, because the team that makes it still thinks a lot like an arcade board.
Yeah, that's true too.
So that they're constantly putting new boards in, because back in the days of arcades and like fighting games, like Mortal Kombat 2 was definitely this way, where like, oh, the new boards are getting in today, like let's go to the arcade.
Yeah.
So they still kind of think in that way.
Okay, yeah, I was just wondering, like, with it being just called Street Fighter V, I was like, is this part of the main franchise, like the centralized release? But, yeah, I didn't realize that they just kind of added some more, stuff in instead of just making it a DLC. It's like, oh, let's re-release the whole game.
Yeah, they've always been weird about that in this day and age. Like, Brian made an excellent point that they have an arcade mindset for it. But that's just how they view it, and you just sort of have to deal with it. If you're a Street Fighter fan, you've learned to deal with that a long time ago.
Yes, I am not a hardcore fan, so I had to ask. I wasn't sure what the hell was going on.
Yeah, no, it can be pretty confusing.
Yeah.
So let's see, what else do we have from Sony? It doesn't seem like Sony really needs to worry too much. They're still ahead of Microsoft. I'm sure they've got some surprises, but they've already shown off, or they've announced a lot of games that they're going to be showing off there. So I don't know, any predictions, any hopes?
Just a heavy emphasis on indie games.
Yeah, they'll probably do that again. They'll have a wall of indies again.
Yeah, I was wondering, were you guys a little surprised that Sony Online Entertainment is no longer an entity, that Sony pulled its support for their online?
Yeah, that was a little weird.
Division?
Yeah, especially when there was so much like underground hype for what were they working on a new EverQuest?
I think so, yeah, something like that. Also, they released a title that's been heavily successful called H1Z1.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, honestly, that I didn't even know about that. This is news to me that SOE isn't. You said it's not around anymore. They've shut it down. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is the first I'm hearing of that. They're probably just trying to merge it with just the PlayStation Network. They're trying to make everything PlayStation now.
Yeah.
Because even all of their new stuff, they have the PlayStation View, which is like their TV package. There's like the PlayStation Music and all that stuff. They're all just trying to make everything PlayStation.
I can understand that.
Well,
yeah,
until you figured out
the
that
titles
PlayStation's the only money maker.
Yeah, the titles that they did support under the SOE brand has been sold off to another company. So I just wonder if they were just trying to, is that a sign that Sony doesn't really think that online game development is that high of an importance? I
don't think that's it. I think it's just it was just rebranding. They just moved things around and just changed the name a bit.
Right. Okay.
Because like I said, you saying that SOE isn't around anymore, it was like, oh, I didn't even think about it anymore. It was just all PlayStation. If you say there's a game by Sony that Sony's involved with, oh, it must be something PlayStation.
Right.
Yeah, that's just how I always saw it.
Okay, makes sense. Good theory.
Let's see. I think that's pretty much it for Sony's. What we have here. Brian, you got anything else to add?
Yeah.
I guess not.
That was pretty funny.
All right. Next up.
Out there.
No, it's all right. Do you have anything else to add for Sony?
I guess not.
Netflix. So.
We literally got
so, yeah, Sony probably have Netflix.
Yeah. We literally got the last word.
No, I said. Yeah, I think my girlfriend's watching Netflix, so.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Okay, I gotcha.
Anything else to add on Sony while we can still hear you?
No.
All right.
Okay, all right.
All right, moving on to Nintendo, who will have a digital event. They did this last year. Basically, it's just going to be a video feed that you'll be able to watch on YouTube. You'll probably be able to stream it on your Wii U and 3DS and all that stuff, depending on how well they have it set up this year. That will be happening at 9 a.m. Pacific, noon Eastern, and let's see what they have. They have got a lot of games that they've already talked about. They did a little direct last week. Talking about a number of games. We have, what do we have here? They have Mario Maker, the Chibi Robo game, Dr. Mario Miracle Cure.
Chibi Robo game?
It's not what you think. It's a 2D side scroll on the 3DS.
Okay, never mind.
It still looks fun though. If you like
Okay.
2D side scrollers, it still looks fun. I'm
sure it will
probably
be.
going to get it. I'm like you. I want the GameCube Chibi Robo back again.
Such a weird game.
Yeah, it is. They have a new Dr. Mario Miracle Cure, which is basically just Dr. Mario. Bravely Second Inlayer, which is the sequel to the popular Bravely Second series. Pokemon Super Mystery Dungeon, which isn't your standard Pokemon game. It's a dungeon crawler sort of thing. We have Puzzles and Dragons Z. Well, that's already out. I'm not even going to bother with that. They have Splatoon on here, which I'm sure they're just going to be talking about more Splatoon levels and all that. I'm super excited to hear more. Project Treasure, which Project Treasure is a free-to-play game that's going to be coming out, like 4-player dungeon 3D action adventure thing. I don't know. They put a little video out. It looks all right.
I haven't heard of that.
Yeah, it looks interesting. Mario and Sonic at the Rio 2016 Olympic Games. So we get another one of those.
Yeah, not too excited about that.
Yoshi's Woolly World, which is actually out in Japan now. I think it comes out in Europe pretty soon. But
Okay.
here in the States, we have to wait till October, I think is what it is, for some reason.
I thought we were past those days.
Yeah, me too. I figured, I just want to buy... why can't I just buy the PAL version and play it right now?
Yeah.
Doesn't make any sense to me. And then we also have Xenoblade Chronicles X.
Isn't it technically Xenoblade Chronicles Cross?
Is that what you want to call it?
I think that's what, anytime there's an X in a Japanese game, they refer to it as Cross.
I think that has to do with what it means.
Yeah, okay.
I think that if you're talking about two things, like Street Fighter Cross Tekken, then it would mean that. I think this is just X, because X is cool.
Not huge into Xenoblade. I'm sure I'd like it, but I've never really played one.
As someone who is not really down with Nintendo, I will say that the Mario Maker, the demonstrations
amazing.
I've seen on that is a really cool thing, and I think that's going to be a really big seller for Nintendo, because it's like I think, if I had Mario Maker, of course I would play around with all the different, try and make my own levels and stuff and have friends play them, but where the value really is where, you almost have like an endless supply of Mario games.
Yes.
From all generations. That's what's so big about it, is they included all the Marios. It's not just like the 8-bit maker or the Super Nintendo maker. You can make it from any generation you want, and people are going to be able to post their worlds and their games online for free.
Yes.
For free, and you can just buy like Super Mario World. It's the equivalent of buying Super Mario World 2, 3, 4, 5, all the way up until you're done.
Yeah.
Like,
if you like the Mario 2D games, this is just perfect.
Yeah,
this
they have
great.
nothing to do but shoot themselves in the foot with this. Like,
Yeah.
this is theirs to mess up. It's going to be amazing no matter what.
Right.
Yeah.
But then, are we ever going to get another 2D Mario game?
What is a 2D Mario game anymore?
Is this
They've moved on
the
from-
end of the new Super Mario Brothers series?
I kind of hope so. I kind of want them to go a different direction now.
Yeah,
Like,
because a 2D Mario game, or any Mario game period, honestly, when a new Nintendo drops, is almost just a formality at this point. There's no real value or hype about it. It's like, oh, there's a new Nintendo system out, where's Mario? Like, it's almost like cause and effect. Like, you see a Nintendo system, you go, all right, where's the Mario game for it? Like,
I
they're
just I want them to start working on like a follow up to whatever the next evolution of, say, 64 or Sunshine or Galaxy is now.
maybe they can bring back Mega Man. That would be great if they just bought the rights to that.
Yeah, that would be
Yeah,
great.
just hire Inafune.
Exactly.
Now he's busy with Mighty Number 9.
Yeah, well, when he's done with that, they can hire him.
There was another thing that yesterday there was a little leak that happened that Hyrule Warriors, which was a pretty popular game from last year for the Wii U, is going to be getting a 3DS port.
Oh, really?
I'm pretty excited for this one. I played a lot of Hyrule Warriors. This one looks like it's going to be adding some features that I thought were missing from the other one, that have been in other Warriors game that I thought it was kind of weird was missing from Hyrule Warriors.
Yeah, Dynasty Warriors and I have a weird past, but I mean, I've enjoyed those games.
Yeah.
So, but like only in the context of I'm over at a friend's house and his roommate is playing Dynasty Warriors. And
Yeah, I was like that for a while too. I played a lot of the Gundam Dynasty Warriors Gundam with a friend of mine.
Okay.
I never really got that far into it. And I really didn't get into it because I didn't care about Gundam. It was fun to play and all that, but when they did, I'm a huge Zelda fan. So when they do this and they make it all Zelda, they put in the lore. Even though you can say it's not canon, the fact that they touch on all the games, you have all these items from previous games. It's just perfect for me.
Yeah.
And I don't know what else. There is also Nintendo will probably be showing off the new Animal Crossing Happy Home design for 3DS.
Oh, that's right. And then you just kind of do the Happy Room Academy, basically.
Basically, yeah. It looks like it's going to be a big focus on the new Amiibo cards.
Oh, okay.
Which I am crazy about Amiibo, so
Bring
me
back
more
the
Amiibo.
e-reader.
Oh God, I remember my e-reader. I spent so much time just scanning those cards to play a game for like 5 minutes.
To play Balloon Fight for an hour or something. Yeah.
Yeah, it was so bad, but I loved it.
Well, it did let you put feathers into Mario 3, so that was cool.
Yeah, although you had to have 2 Game Boy Advances at the time in order to do it, so it really was screwed up. Yeah, so if you had it, more power to you.
Yeah. Well, I bought the SP, so I had to.
Yeah. Now it seems like they haven't said it officially, but it seems like they may announce an Animal Crossing for Wii U.
That'd be really cool.
It would, yeah, it would be. I do have a theory on it. My little speculation thing is that it's actually going to be a free-to-play game, and it's going to be all around Amiibo and the Happy Home design. If you have the 3DS version of it, it will unlock more that you can do in the Wii version. The Wii U version, or if you have Amiibos, you can scan those in, you get stuff from that, but you can earn your bells, maybe they'll have some other new currency that you use, free-to-play style.
That seems like, that game seems perfectly suited for free-to-play.
Yeah, it just seems, for me, it seems like the Wii U isn't making Nintendo enough money. We all know that they're going to make an Animal Crossing game for it.
Yeah,
they've
already started down this dark microtransaction.
Yeah, and they're definitely going to continue that. We're going to see, I think we're going to see at least 2 games for the 3DS that are going to be free to play. One, if not Animal Crossing, something else for the Wii U.
Yeah. Okay. That's
the
first time I haven't played one since Wild World, so I might actually pick one up if they announce one.
Oh, you're missing out on New Leaf. New Leaf.
I heard New Leaf was really good.
Yeah. If you ever get a 3DS, get New Leaf.
I have my 3DS.
Oh, then get New Leaf. You don't have an excuse.
I'll get around to it.
I do have one question for you guys as fellow gamers. There appears to be a couple different camps about the future of video games and this new microtransaction theory. Some people think that it could destroy the gaming industry just because, developers are no longer going to feel obligated to release a full product.
Right.
They could release a game in installments and buy episode 2 for $10 or something like that, and then microtransactions are going to be almost a necessity at that point. So I'm just
I'll
kind of
say-
curious what you think on that front.
It's just sad to see certain people just jump into that pool. Like, Konami is basically done except for gambling machines and free-to-play games, which is sad, but, that's kind of they basically backed out at this point.
No, I don't consider episodic to be in the same line as the microtransactions. I think episodic games have their place. I really like episodic games. Be able to try out a series for $5, and if I'm not interested in it, I don't have to keep going.
That is a future that we were promised that we never really got, though. Episodic gaming was supposed to be the future, and yeah, it's still there, and it's Telltale's still making their games, and not many other people latched onto it.
Yeah, you had Capcom did the recent Resident Evil game that they did. What was that one?
Stories?
Revelations 2.
Revelation. Oh, yes, that's right.
And they did that in episodic. The difference there was they had the game done.
Yes.
And they just released it episodically, and then when the final one was released, that was the same time that you could buy it in retail.
Yeah, okay.
And if you already bought the season pass for it, then you got an extra episode at the end. I think is how that worked. There was some little thing that they offered for it. I like episodic gaming. I don't care for microtransactions, especially if it's something where it's like, oh, we have all these things in this game, but if you already spent $60 on it, but if you go and spend another $5, you can get this sword. I hate that.
Yeah, I played Tapped Out for about a month. It's like, this is not for me. This is not really what I want to do.
Yeah, I did that for a few months, but I never spent any money on it.
No, I didn't either.
And honestly, episodic gaming is a way to keep your game relevant for longer, because there's actually a game that I stream, and Jeremy, I'm sure you've heard of it. It's from Square Enix. It's called Life is Strange.
Yeah, I played the first episode of that.
Yeah. Personally, all the teenage girl drama stuff drives me crazy.
My wife loves it.
Oh, what's that?
I said my wife loves it.
Oh my god, of course you would. But all the teenage girl stuff, I roll my eyes at that game so many times. But the overarching story, how did she get the ability to do this? Why does she have the ability to do this?
Don't spoil anything for me.
No, I'm not. But why does she keep having the visions of the future and the past? It's all gonna slowly come together. So, the fact that you got an interesting story to tell and you release it in an episodic format, it keeps people on edge. It's like, okay, I played episode 1. I can't wait to see what 2's about. Oh, 2 left me on kind of a cliffhanger. I can't wait to see what that's about. So it's a way to keep your game relevant and exciting and hyped up over a period of time versus just building up to one release day and then your game slowly loses momentum after that.
Yeah. They have to stick with it. Found out all the Half-Life episodic stuff.
No, we're not talking about Half-Life.
It did not turn out well.
Oh god, that was a disaster.
Yeah.
Speaking of Life is Strange, though, let's go ahead and move on to the Square Enix press conference.
I'm just gonna say that I want multiplayer Star Fox.
Multiplayer Star Fox. Yes, I forgot they will be showing off Star Fox.
I really want to see some of that, and if that would so much potential.
I thought Star Fox was a Nintendo exclusive.
No. We went back because we skipped over that for Nintendo.
I'm just saying that I would really like to see.
I was gonna say, when did Square Enix buy Star Fox?
But okay, yeah, Star Fox and all that, and then anything. Well, real quick, I guess anything else with Nintendo, Brian, before we move on.
See the stuff they have lined up for Splatoon because I am completely obsessed with it.
Yeah, it's such a fun game.
Yeah, I haven't played a game this much in a long time. I just wake up and
play
I've 3 matches before work.
I haven't done too much of online. I've beaten the single player all the way through. I've done about half of the amiibo challenges so far.
Okay.
But yeah, love that game. Can't wait to hear more on that.
Yeah, not online. They just released a new map today. So.
Right. Yeah. I saw my wife playing it earlier. I haven't got a chance to play it myself yet.
I actually heard her playing it earlier. And that little itch. I got that little itch. I was like, oh man, it's right in the other room. I could go play right now.
Yeah. All right, well, moving on officially to Square Enix. They said that they're going to be talking about Life is Strange. There's just 3 episodes out now for Life is Strange. I guess they're going to be doing some teaser for it for the next 2 or 3 episodes that they have. What else do we have here? There will be Deus Ex: Mankind Divided. That one looks pretty good. Yeah, I enjoyed the first one of that. Well, I guess the third or fourth one.
Well, the first
installment
of this generation.
Yeah. We have Dragon Quest Heroes, which is another Dynasty Warriors game based in the Dragon Quest universe, which I think looks amazing. We have Just Cause 3. Can't wait to get my hands on that one. Played a lot of Just Cause 2.
I will watch anything.
The game is so ridiculous.
I will watch anything to show me on Just Cause 3.
Yeah. Potentially Kingdom Hearts 3. I'm hoping for Kingdom Hearts 3. Big Kingdom Hearts fan. They've said they will not be talking about Final Fantasy 15. I don't believe them. I think they're going to have some video for it.
Yeah. They're going to get everyone's hopes up on Final Fantasy 7 reboot, and then just
God, that was terrible.
And then just dash them on the rocks.
Okay, do you think it was intentionally like that they were put this out, or they were just dumb?
I think it was just Japanese oblivion. Like, it's just obliviousness. They're just like, you guys love this, right?
Yeah, we're just
like,
gonna keep doing it.
Yeah, they don't understand what the Final Fantasy 7 fans want, and I'm not one of them. It's just funny to watch them not get it over and over again.
Yeah, give me something of 8 or 9. Give me a reboot of 8 or 9. I'll be happy with those.
Yeah.
Let's see, what else do we have here? I don't know. Anything else on Square Enix? Any comments? I'm excited for all of these games.
Yeah, what I would like to see is maybe a short 15-minute gameplay demo of the new Deus Ex.
Yeah,
we got a trailer for it already. We've gotten screenshots. Looks like that thing is, playable in certain spots of the game. I just think that it's time that we reveal a little bit about where Deus Ex is going. What the mechanics are going to be like, some of the new tricks of the trade. You're going to have as Adam Jensen. Maybe even reveal some of the different RPG elements and how are you going to have any extra? Are you going to have any extra abilities and extra enhancements over time between the first one and the second one? Are you going to have some, stronger arms that you can unlock the different levels of? I'm just kind of curious about how, because the first game offered so much. Like, there were so many things you could upgrade, and it's like they can't just do the same shit over. They're going to have to come out with some new stuff. So.
I just hope they don't constantly force you to go through air ducts. Because I love stealth games. For the most part, I had no problem going through air ducts in that game. But when I beat it, I tried playing through it again, and I was gonna be like, oh, I'm gonna do things differently. I'm gonna try it this way. But it's just like you either have to go, just absolutely crazy with the action, just shooting every person that you can, or you have to sneak through ducts. And it's like those were really your only 2 options.
Yeah, and they're not very good.
Yeah, I still really enjoyed that game. I loved the hub world, talking to the characters, the choices that you had to make in it. I thought that was great, but just don't make me go through air ducts the entire game.
Yeah, the air ducts. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, they're everywhere, and they're all the same size too in every building.
Yeah. Adam Jensen sized.
Yes, exactly.
Let's see. Anything else on Square Enix?
So, do you think they'll just show a more extended demo of Tomb Raider there?
I mean, yeah, that is under Square Enix, but I don't know. I think that's going to be late in the day. I think Microsoft's big thing was like, we want as much Tomb Raider as we can.
Okay.
That I don't know. I think Square Enix is just going to leave it with Microsoft. Okay. Especially, they already have some big guns. There's also the potential for a new Hitman game.
Okay.
A lot of people have been talking about that.
I mean,
There was some
Go
leaks.
Hitman Go was surprisingly well received. It's just, people I think want a traditional Hitman game.
So Hitman Go HD is what we're gonna get. No, I think they'll be perfectly fine without showing Tomb Raider off. I hope that they show more Final Fantasy 15. I hope we see some more of that.
Yeah.
A lot of people have been playing enough of the demo that we've seen that demo world more than enough at this point that I'd like to see what else they have.
Yeah, I'd like to look more into that.
All right, so I guess that's it for Square Enix. And our last show, which is it's going to be an odd one. This is going to be a 2-hour-long conference, or 2 or 3. I can't remember exactly how long it's saying on that one. But it will be on Tuesday at 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern Time. The PC Gaming Show, brought to you by AMD.
Yeah, this is unprecedented.
Yeah, this one's weird because PC really hasn't had a place in E3. It's always been about consoles. You'd be like, oh, this one was going to be on PC. I'm pretty sure Blizzard said that they're going to be there, so...
What are the odds that Gabe Newell walks out at some point?
0.
Do you think so?
Yeah, 0. I don't see him being on there at all. I don't think they're going to be... I mean, they're just, counting their money that they've earned from hats and League of Legends.
Or Dota 2.
Yeah, Dota 2. Yeah, sorry, not League of Legends. I don't know. This one's weird. Like, what could they have? I mean, yeah, there's a lot of PC games out there, but is there? Shane, I think you do the most PC of the three of us. I mean, is there anything in particular you know about that people are excited for?
Well, it's really hard to find.
I think Shane shrunk, started to fade away
Just
there.
a little bit. You're very quiet.
He may have just been fired from his job.
Better?
Yeah. I mean, it's getting there.
Jeez, what the hell? This thing. Okay, all right. Am I at least coming through clear that you can hear me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, I shrunk apparently, but anyway, it's really hard to find a PC exclusive anymore. It's just not the way. It's just not the way it goes, and consoles drive everything. They drive development, they drive the market, and basically, PC's lucky to get a port. So, for a PC exclusive, there's really nothing out there that's going to be only on the PC. Like, there's just some companies that, anything from Blizzard, most of the time is going to be a PC exclusive. So, a new StarCraft, a World of Warcraft, anything from them. For the longest time, Diablo was a PC exclusive. I actually think Diablo 3 crossed the console platform for the first time in Blizzard's history, I think. I could be wrong on that. Okay, so, I mean, there's some stuff out there that is PC exclusive that is very, very good. But it's just, for upcoming stuff, it's not a thing anymore. Like, the only stuff that I can name that's a PC exclusive are honestly MMOs, like H1Z1 or, anything from Blizzard, which, they focus so much on World of Warcraft and League of Legends and Dota, Smite. All these games, they're all multiplayer online. So
Blizzard does have their new game, Overwatch, that's drawn a lot of hype.
Interesting. I have not. The only thing I've seen from them was Heroes of the Storm, actually. So I haven't heard about Overwatch.
Yeah, they got that really weird paid update, didn't it?
Which one?
The Heroes of the Storm.
Oh, I'm not sure about Heroes of the Storm.
Yeah, they added animations, or like you could pay money to get beautifully illustrated animations. Like they were getting some flack for it, like making people actually pay for it.
Because Heroes of the Storm, that's a MOBA with Blizzard characters, right? Isn't
That's
that what
Exactly.
it is?
Exactly.
Oh wait, I was thinking of Hearthstone. Sorry.
Oh, Hearthstone.
Oh God, yes.
Yeah, that's another big one with them.
That's like it's basically Magic the Gathering.
Yeah.
Have you either of you played it?
No, but
I have played Hearthstone one time, and it's Magic the Gathering. It's literally Magic the Gathering.
Yeah, I've got it on my phone. I've only played like 3 rounds of it. I'm still in the tutorial stages. It's really polished though. I gotta hand it to them that. Like it's a
Yeah, they did a good
Good
That's
job.
one thing they
looking
do
card
well. They're very good about having polished stuff. That's one thing they do well.
yeah.
And I'm just trying to think of any AAA title game that will be a PC exclusive, and I'm just not seeing anything. I'm not able to think of anything. Like the days of, like maybe when the next really cool RTS game drops, or
Yeah.
something like that that can only be played on the computer.
Or like a new Metro game.
Yeah, it's going to take something like that because, I mean, the PC market used to be like where indie titles would go, and the PC, like you still can for the most part. There's a website called IndieDB. You can get all kinds of games for PC, small-time startup companies, because they can't afford to buy the licenses to develop for Xbox and Sony. And but at the end of the day, with the access to the Xbox Arcade and the PSN, more and more like mid-level indie developers are getting to the consoles now.
Because that's
You know?
where, like, if you want to make real money, that's where you go.
Yeah. So there's more initiative to get on Xbox, Arcade and the PSN, because I mean there's some small time games that are on the marketplaces that honestly I wouldn't think would be on there, but more and more indie are starting to go to console.
No, you're totally right about that. Because I even remember just a few years ago seeing these games that they were, I'd be talking to a developer, getting keys for these unknown indie games. It was like, oh, that looks interesting. Playing it, writing about it, things like that, and then hearing like a year later where it's like, oh, it's out on PS4 now. And I'm like, what? Like that's crazy.
Yeah.
Like, how did you go from doing that? Like you just barely got on Steam, and now your game's on PS4.
And like a year
Yeah.
later.
Yeah, not even that. Yeah, it wasn't even that much.
There's actually 2 games that are PC exclusive currently. One is actually going to be making its debut on the PS4 at some point here, but it's still in development. It's called The Forest.
Oh yeah.
It's graphically gorgeous. One of the most gorgeous games I've ever played graphically. They still need to work out the combat a little bit. It's early access right now on Steam, but each update they actually are making, that's another thing about the PC market, early access. Some games actually get finished and, they actually take time and legitimately improve the game. Sometimes they're just out there for a cash grab and they'll bail on a game mid-development. But The Forest is one of the ones that actually is being progressed, and you can see the evidence and all the patches that they come out with for it. But the only other PC game that honestly has like a huge following and fanship right now is they're getting ready to come out with the 4th one. It's almost like the Saw of point and click survival games, and it's called Five Nights at Freddy's.
Okay.
And the 4th one's coming out this year, and there's a lot of hype around that.
I was going to say Five Nights at Freddy's, but jokingly.
Yeah. No, I'm serious. Like that is so freaking popular right now amongst the PC world. I don't get it. I mean, it's entertaining. It's fun to play for like 10 minutes, but it's got a huge fan base, and a lot of people are stoked for the 4th one.
Yeah, I don't get it either.
Streaming culture.
Yeah, it's just sort of like watch me play this game and scream.
It's the new 2 Girls, 1 Cup.
Yeah, it's the new Slenderman, really.
Yes, Slenderman. Yes.
Yep, that's pretty much it. Well, I can't really think of anything else for the PC one. I mean, I'll definitely be watching it. Hopefully we get some surprises, and it's just not a standard fare where they're just like, all these games that you've been hearing about the last 2 days will be on PC too.
Yeah, it's. I mean, honestly, I really don't. I've had a lot of fun with the indie market. I've played games that are a blast, like Mount Your Friends, I Am Bread, you know. But basically, you know, it's been. I've played a lot of really, really fun indie titles that are on PC only, and you know, honestly, the Steam Greenlight community is the best way to do it. Yeah, you know, there's all kinds of stuff that's been, because the reason I like Steam Greenlight is you just can't go on there. Like, you have to be voted onto it, meaning that you've already established yourself as a good quality game somewhere else, and you got enough fans that said, hey, let's get you on Steam. So it keeps the quality up from the indie developers.
Yeah, I mean, I've heard a lot of horror stories about, you know, there's some developers out there that they just have some money and they just do like as Jim Sterling calls it, the asset flip, where you just basically take some pre-made items and throw together a game and then charge people money for it. But other than that, yeah, I've seen a lot of great Greenlight stuff on there. I go through it every once in a while and just see what's on there, follow them, like them, all that stuff.
Right.
All right. Well, I guess that's going to wrap up our PC game talk, and I think that wraps up the entire show. Is there anything else that any of you guys want to add before we close this out?
I mean, the only thing that I can do is give a shout out to my favorite series of all time coming to a close, Metal Gear Solid 5. Rumor has it that Mr. Kojima will make an appearance, possibly. There's rumblings. Jeff Keighley put out a tweet today saying he's looking forward to Monday, and he included Hideo Kojima in his tweet. So there is something to it. But I'm just really stoked about seeing the new trailer for The Phantom Pain, and really excited about what's coming, hopefully coming out here in a couple months.
Yeah, as long as the Konami CEO doesn't freak out and just be like, it's canceled, and then just gets rid of all of it.
I know, right? Only Konami would do that, too.
Yeah, and that's the thing. It's scary because it could happen.
Oh, it totally could. It's like you just want to go out there and just race and get your copy as fast as possible.
Exactly.
Before they repack them up and send them back.
All right, well, I guess that'll be it for this show. I want to thank Shane Everling for joining me, and Brian Auer, who's already left. I don't know what happened there, but he's gone. But thanks for talking us into doing this again, Brian.
Yes, thanks, Brian. I appreciate it.
All right, well, if you like this, go ahead and hit that like button and subscribe, and maybe we'll do another video in a year and a half.
Yeah, or we can maybe do something like once a month or something. I don't know.
We'll see. Either way, just subscribe, and you'll see it eventually, maybe. I'm really bad at this. I haven't done it in a while.
Brian says, not sure what happened.
Yeah, me neither.
Me either. So there's our consensus on Brian's status. We don't know what happened.
All right, well, thanks for listening to us ramble on. We'll see you all next time.
See ya.